Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live. I'm in the backyard. Scott's on. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott, still in
Scott's
Utah.
on location.
Still in Utah.
Yep, I'm in the studio in the backyard. So you know how Biden and Harris are trying to do some more judicial reform, packing or term limits. So, with regards to judicial reform, Justice Thomas has said that we will come to regret crippling the last independent branch of government. Kind of like how the Senate has created these nuclear options, the Democrats try and do something that will favor them for their rules inside the Senate, and then it backfires when the Republicans get power. Then they're lamenting that that's what happened.
Well,
So
that's what they all told Harry Reid, right? When he instigated this whole thing, that hey, be careful what you wish for, because sooner or later the table's going to turn. So
the pride of Nevada, Harry Reid.
yeah, God rest his
So
soul.
Kamala Harris has a track record of judicial opinions as Attorney General of California from 2011 to 2016, and we're going to look at that. Most were cases decided in her state, and some were briefs that she sent to the Supreme Court of the United States for certiorari, amicus, and merit stage. These decisions inform us how Harris would view the Constitution in the court. She's flip flopping on a. She's trying to. It's like she's political plagiarism. She's taking Trump's idea about taxes, and now Newsweek is calling it her own. She called it her own, and then
Right.
she's flip flopping on fracking, saying that she's okay with fracking. Oh yeah, we want to, and then the border. She wants
Borders up.
strong
Yeah,
borders. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. It's pretty nuts. So,
So
uh,
rather than going over every case, we lump them into categories, and Scott's gonna tell us these categories.
all right. So Harris filed a brief in support of abortion access, the whole woman's health,
Hmm.
in support of contraception mandate for private employers like Hobby Lobby and religious nonprofits like Little Sisters of the Poor, which, you know, those two companies or that organization, Little Sisters, and then Hobby Lobby, you know, what happened to being able to let them do what they want to do, right? I mean,
Yeah,
freedom
so
to
this
do
is
that,
what the
right?
Democrats are pinning on Republicans, saying that we're trying to um, block people from having contraceptives. Well, the public is much different from the private sector, much different. Private, they can do what they want for their employees, right?
Should
The
be able to,
public,
correct?
right? The public has to follow the Constitution because it's for the public safety. So this is totally different. If these people, because of their religion, don't want to um, issue condoms through their medical program, go to Walmart, go to Rite Aid, go to the corner store and get your condoms, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's lots of different ways that you can fulfill that need if that's what you want to call it. So,
Yeah,
uh, she favored compelled payment of union dues.
that's ridiculous.
That it is. She she favored a constitutional right to same sex marriage.
Okay.
Yeah, she favored a broad reading of the Clean Air Act.
Yeah, it
Um,
should be narrow. It should be tailored and narrow, not trying to, you know, catch people doing something outside of the narrow, you know? It's ridiculous.
yeah. Again, just look at that's more of a like what we talked about the other day, setting up a tattletale type of situation, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
she supported affirmative action policies, which that's been failed for. I mean, come on, you know.
Well, it's now that the Supreme Court ruled that it's unconstitutional. They reversed the decision, their precedent, because it's favoring a race.
Yeah, it should be just like we've talked about the DIE, right? It should be based on merit rather
Yeah,
than what you look like or where you come from. She supported obsolete voting rights, the Voting Rights Act coverage formulas. I mean, that just
yeah. So there was
crazy.
intricate formulas to calculate like voting rights, and she was wanted to keep those obsolete formulas.
Yeah. Well,
Talk about
I,
suppression.
I love the can't show an ID for to vote. I mean, what's the deal? Um, You got people with driver's licenses. I mean, that's a form of ID. Can't tell me that the majority of the people in the country that
She
vote don't have an ID.
she's requiring IDs to get into her rallies.
Yeah,
Then why not require to vote? Well, I mean, it's a double standard.
yeah, and I agree with that. Show an ID to get into a rally. You know,
Yeah.
prove that you should be there. So, but yeah, let's have the whole gamut. So anyway,
Okay. So that was the stuff she was pro. Now we're going to talk about the stuff she was opposed to. She filed briefs in opposition to pro-life demonstrators at clinics. I mean,
there's a
you
shocker,
get caught
right?
praying on the sidewalk across from a pro-life an abortion clinic, you're going to get arrested. The
Yeah,
the the deep state's coming after you. They're going to prosecute you on a federal level. They're going to
yeah,
raid your home. But if you put like a little ramp in front of your door, then that's unsafe, and they won't raid your house. They won't go in through the front.
yeah. This is crazy.
That's a joke from Trump shooting. The Secret Service wouldn't get on the roof because of the slope.
Yeah,
All right, immigration-related cases involving Arizona and Texas. So immigration, she says she wants to crack down, but yet she's trying to hamstring Arizona and Texas from policing their own border. It's a flip flop. She opposed standing for interveners in Proposition 8 cases that's legalizing same sex marriages in California. That was the
yeah,
Hollingsworth case.
yeah. I
So
remember.
so people tried to intervene and say, "Hey, no, we don't want this," and she said, "No, you don't have standing. Remember, standing is demonstrating that you have suffered a direct, concrete injury as a result of action or inaction." So she blocked that. She opposed both challenges to the ACA.
Yeah, well, that there's no second guess that one. I mean, obviously, so that's that should be. I don't know. It's a done deal, I guess, but it should be that should be opposed. So anyway, where are we at here? Just my notes just went blank.
We're gonna summarize.
Yeah.
You summarize the pros.
All right, where are we at here?
Here, I'll summarize the pros.
Yeah, go ahead, because I just
So
my notes just went wacko.
pro-abortion. So the pros were abortion access, contraception mandate, even for private employers and religious nonprofits, constitutional right to same-sex marriages, broad interpretation of the Clean Air Act, forced payment of union dues by non-union workers, and affirmative action policies and voting rights. That's what now the voting rights were trying to make them broad instead of narrowly tailored, like voter ID, they think is voter suppression. So
Yeah,
these are the stances she's for.
yeah. Anybody that would support that is crazy, because I mean, like I said, everybody should have some form of ID, right?
Well, it shows that she's liberal. I mean, she's
Yeah,
way on the left,
yeah.
and she's trying
And
to paint herself towards the center now.
yeah, and a running mate is not helping her in that case either. He's way left as well. Maybe
Oh,
more left than her.
but Nancy Pelosi says no. He's right down the middle. He's a
Whatever.
what did she say? Mid
Trist.
mid. I can't remember. Midwest Democrat. Yeah,
Let's not all start to believe what Nancy has to say. So
ridiculous.
against pro-life demonstrators, challenges against immigration cases brought by Arizona and Texas, challenges against the ACA, and blocking interventions of legalizing same-sex marriages in California. Yeah.
So here are some questions that she posed to Justice Gorsuch during confirmation hearings. I'm going to talk about Gorsuch, and Scott's going to talk about Kavanaugh. So she asked, she talked about judicial independence from political pressure. That's kind of they're trying to pressure the justices now. And
Yeah.
she was questioning him about political pressure, right? You're not going to crumble to political pressure. Okay, precedent and judicial philosophy. She talked to him, grilled him about Roe v. Wade, what he would decide, and these justices, you really can't read the future. You can't. The justice isn't going to say, "Well, I'm going to decide this way." Each case has to be taken at its merits. So it's kind of ridiculous to say, "How will you decide this?" specific cases and issues like abortion rights, gun control, and campaign finance laws. Like she was grilling them on campaign finance laws. And they're the ones who break the campaign finance laws. Views on ethics and importance of maintaining the integrity of the judiciary. What about integrity of Congress? What about Menendez, her colleague Menendez, who's on the take, and Biden, who's on the take?
How about integrity of the executive branch?
Yeah,
We,
yeah.
we haven't seen that for a while.
No, let's put some code of ethics for them too.
Yeah. All right. Here's some questions she asked Justice Kavanaugh. Precedent and judicial philosophy, which is the Roe v. Wade.
Yeah,
That's
they all grilled him. All the justices got grilled on that.
yeah. Harris asked Kavanaugh if he could think of any laws that give the government the power to make decisions about the male body. This was intended to show the disparate treatment between women's pro-choice and men not being burdened by choice. It was also foreshadowing of COVID vaccine mandates for men, women, and children.
This was really clever. Her aides were really clever in forming this question. And Kavanaugh said, no, I can't think of an instance. But, now we have, because of the vaccine mandate, the government trying to force men to take instead of giving us our choice. So,
well, and even children, right? Because, I mean, how many children were really affected by COVID? And that was a mandate. So,
yeah, this was a double standard. It's ridiculous. The questions she's asking now with the COVID and then the COVID vaccine mandates, it's ridiculous. Double standard.
Yeah. Whether or not legalizing of same-sex marriages was properly decided.
Like you're on record trying to be confirmed, and you're going to say, "I don't think it was decided properly." I mean, what I would say is, I was not the judge. I did not look at the facts or the.
Yeah, he wasn't even on the
right.
bench. I mean, he was on a bench.
That's what I would answer as a judge, and I know that it's kind of punting, but I mean, you're trying to be confirmed as a justice on the Supreme Court. You don't need to give your opinion on it if something was decided properly.
Yeah. And then this oddball, a Harry Met Sally-esque question. Do you agree that it is possible for men to be both friends with some women and treat other women badly? I mean, what is up with that?
That was because of the Blasey accusations about when they were teenagers, and she said she got assaulted, and she's trying to corner him, trying to corner him into a certain thought pattern. It's very clever. These questions are very clever.
Yeah, and where's that all gone? It's funny how these people raise their head, and then after something is decided, they go away. So
yeah.
If you really wanted to push the situation, you'd continue on with it. So
with Harris, past actions foreshadow future actions. So we kind of know how she's going to be as a president if she gets elected, based on what she's done as Attorney General and as an AG, district attorney for San Francisco.
Yeah. So they've decided on at least one debate, right? September 10th, I think it's been decided upon.
And Trump has agreed to like 2 or 3 more debates after that. She has not committed.
Right. Yeah, he wants to go, I guess, into October possibly. And
it's an ABC and something with Disney, a Disney executive that Harris is close to, and ABC owns Disney, or Disney owns I think ABC owns Disney.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of a weird deal. But I mean, again, I don't care. I mean, the media, with the exception of a few outlets, is pretty much biased to that side. So it doesn't matter to me. I mean, look what happened on the CNN debate, and that exposed Biden big time.
And they were kind of fair. I thought they were kind of fair.
For
the most part.
It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think it exposed a lot of things on both sides. So, both good and bad. But, I think that was the deciding factor that made President Biden decide to bow out, or at least the people that are controlling him.
Well, yeah, Obama and Pelosi and Schumer, they set that up. They wanted him to debate because they knew he'd flop and they could, stage a coup.
Yeah, I guess he just had some kind of I was reading this morning, he just had some kind of a a conference with some people, and the people that were there saying it was really bad. You'd start off coherent and then just kind of roll off into a incoherent, response. So sad. It's a really sad deal. I'm surprised.
Rapidly degrading.
Yeah, I think they haven't set the 25th Amendment up yet, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, with
But yeah,
6 months left now. So
yeah, and we still haven't had any kind of response or a press conference from the current vice president. So we'll see.
it's day 24 or day 23, something like that.
Yeah, it's like it's coming up on a month. Yeah, it's coming up on a month. So
All
anyway.
right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
All right. Good luck with that thing you're doing today.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right. Take
Bye,
care.
Scott.
Bye.
Bye, Cameron. See ya.